Daisy, and I just turned 28.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
I'm from China,
What part of China?
Shanghai.
Bless you.
Bless you. Bless you.
What do you do for work?
So I'm a fitness model and fitness trainer, and I also work in plastic surgeon business. So I work with the most famous plastic surgeons
Okay.
in China. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it big in China?
It is very big.
Really?
Damn.
What's the most common? Because obviously China's a whole other culture. What's the most
so
common
every
surgery?
girls get their nose down, eyes,
The eyelids.
eyeliner.
Eyelids. Do
Because we have like Asian, we have like small eyes.
Yeah.
So
Slanted
every
eyes, yeah.
girls they want to get like bigger eyeliner. They want to look like Western girls,
yeah.
and they get their boobs down. So
Oh.
Okay.
yeah.
So the
almost
most
every
common
girl. Most
surgeries
common.
are for women are breast
Breast
and the
surgery.
eyelids.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Korea also
Literally
that's the number one
everything.
surgery is the eyelid
Dave
surgery.
Chappelle did a segment recently, and he said when they go to bed, his wife is like, looks like she's asleep, but because she's Asian, she's not really asleep. That's funny.
All right. Okay. Highest education level completed.
College.
All right. You have a bachelor's degree?
Yes.
Okay. Where'd you get it from? In China?
Shanghai.
Is it called Shanghai University or?
No, it's I studied fashion design, so it's like Shanghai Fashion Design School,
Okay.
something like that.
All right. And then relationship status?
I'm seeing someone.
Who?
Juicy.
No, if you don't want to say, that's fine.
I'm seeing someone. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder who that is.
I don't already know, so
Wait, who?
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not sure if he
Next
wants.
question, nigga.
I'm not sure if he wants me to
Chris
say
is
that.
enjoying this. Chris got you on the ropes now, nigga.
I'm just saying, the chat knows.
Chris, you want anything you want to say?
Nah, the chat knows, man.
Happy New Year, Chris. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, man.
Okay. Are your parents still together?
No.
Okay. Oh, they're not? Okay.
Yeah, they're not together.
Divorced?
Yeah, since I was 10. So.
Okay. And then first, I'm going to let you ask the other question, nigga.
Body count.
This is his question, by the way.
I don't even know what body count is.
No, not that one.
Birth control.
You know that already.
Yeah.
Juicy! I see a shorty I've got my eye on. Daisy, I want to be straight up with you. We want to tear your ass up and take you out for tacos and back to the crib to get some rawhide and make fresh as black snake moan.
Who's Daisy?
Who's Daisy again?
You don't know my name?
Oh, shit.
Oh my god, that's so mean.
Man, my bad.
Fresh. You gotta do some work.
Yes, sir. Get him
Yeah.
fresh, yes, sir. What he tells me about, he says Ling Ling, so I wasn't sure.
Oh my god, how many
University of Ling
nicknames do you
I'm about to go hang out with Ling Ling. Oh, shit.
How many nicknames do I have?
This nigga puts on the
Yeah, so
hat
my
and
name is
everything. He be like,
Daisy.
oh, I'm going to go hang
Daisy.
out with Ling Ling.
Get him, Daisy.
Yes, sir. Get him
Daisy.
fresh. Okay.
We got you.
Juicy. W Fresh proves Beauty and the Beast isn't just a Disney movie. Okay.
She just called me a beast. Oh. So that's right. She just called me a beast, actually.
Okay.
That's hilarious.
I've come to the...
Get a Maury flow from the Maury show. Go around, y'all gonna be up on the Maury show.
Comes to 3-month-old Deasia. Bobby, you are the father.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Nerd Chronicles with your hosts, the socially awkward nerd Chris and Paul speaking. And now we are going to dig into part 3, digging into the matter at hand, reading into all of the possible texts that has been going on with Miss Daisy Fit Chen here, as well as yours truly, Mr. Walter Weeks. And we are going to dig into the fuckery. We are going to dig into the goofiness between the two on why they are currently in this rude position they are literally in now. Digging into all the texts, digging into all the contradictions that Fresh mainly has, and basically with, the decisions that, Daisy has made into why they are into this crazy chaos they are literally in right now. So buckle up, ladies and gentlemen. It's literally about to be really, really juicy. Juicy! Now, ladies and gentlemen, I believe this is one of the first slides that, Miss Daisy Fit Chen basically posted on her Instagram showing the actual pregnancy confirmation based on what we see here. If we scroll down here, you see this little line that's up in the little side that's basically up on the screen that actually took. She actually peed on, like, the pregnancy test and everything else. And the first one on that little top, it has like barely a little bit of like a vertical glare on the area here. And this one is actually much more clearer, which basically confirms Mrs. Daisy's pregnancy. Now, is it Walter's baby? Technically, we don't fully know until Walter verifies once the baby is born, if she chooses, to actually keep the baby and everything else. If Walter chooses to do the DNA test and everything, then we'll definitely know for sure. If we read basically like the screenshot of the text between Daisy and Fresh, Daisy basically says, "You always told me you wanted me to be your baby's mother." And, the language is not always there because, English is Daisy's second language. She's still learning it. Daisy continues to say, "I loved you, and I did everything to be a good girlfriend. Now this is happening. You walked away. I think I want to keep the baby. I don't want to kill alive." Ouch! Juicy. I want you to think carefully and take the responsibility. And Walter reacts saying, "I'll call you shortly." And she says, "Take your time." And then they got the call on WhatsApp. And then Fresh basically says, "I can't have kids." Woo! Juicy! Now, on this slide here, ladies and gentlemen, if we were able to read all this here, we scroll down. And basically, Fresh replies saying, "What's this?" Daisy says, "Read it. Blood test, pregnancy blood test." Walter basically says, "I know, but what does it mean? I don't understand the numbers." And then you see the little clip on the page that shows Dr. Platzman basically in like a local hospital somewhere up in New York City. And basically, according to Dr. Platzman, I want to try and be very careful with this. I know she basically screenshotted stuff, but I can't really go too deep into detail due to HIPAA laws up in the States. And again, I'm going to actually reiterate this to the people actually watching at home. HIPAA is the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act of 1996, signed by the United States Congress. All right, so let me try to actually leave that out the way. So we see on this little picture here, the green highlighted that she highlighted basically verified the pregnancy, that she's pregnant at 3-4 weeks of gestation. And they didn't really fully have all the specifics that's actually down. But the doctor basically says 3 to 4 weeks. And Fresh is saying, "Oh, okay." Juicy! Dang! Conversation continues. Daisy says, "It's our baby, and you want to kill our baby. You are not being a good human." And Fresh replies saying, "It's not about that right now. It's not good. And a lot is happening, especially now business may be over." And I think they're talking about the Fresh and Fit podcast, if I'm not mistaken. Ouch. Juicy. "I don't want kids right now," Fresh says. "And we spoke about it and you agreed." And Daisy says, "I never agreed. I agree based on your actions." Uh-oh. Juicy. "Are you not educated? If you keep coming inside me, I will get pregnant. I don't get pregnant without your behave. Words mean nothing. Man up. I'm not saying I want to be with you. I don't, because you are nothing to me. But the baby is innocent." "Yet, Davey, you chose as to get come inside you and actually want to have protection. Why aren't you insisting then?" Hey, you guilty in this too? Guilty. Both y'all got to man up. Now, Daisy basically continues. Actually, no, scratch that. Fresh basically continues. "You should have a kid with someone you are in love with. And you should have someone in love with in the same household. It won't be what you expect. Man up, I'm telling you now, so you know." And Daisy replies saying, "I don't expect anything anymore since we are not together. I got pregnant with you when I was in your house and when I was in love. You wanted to have the baby. If you didn't, you did come to me of your own pleasure. Be logic, be a man, and be a man. I don't get pregnant by myself. Juicy! It's not fair for the baby. What the verse says, what are you saying we're not together? And won't be why? Would that be good for a kid? And Daisy replies, so why'd you keep coming inside me? Fresh replies, also things happen and yes, feelings change. But bring the kid to this world without both parents, love is cruel. We both thought you wouldn't get pregnant. Huh? Now, Fresh continues to say it was a joke. Daisy responds, is all I am saying. And again, the English is still not as great, it's getting slowly better. But he meant to say, all I am saying is you should take the responsibility for what you did. I am a victim in this relationship. No, actually, you're not, Daisy. And the reason why you're not is because you were actually complicit in actually making this unprotected baby. You were able to actually commit to unprotected raw scrambled eggs with Fresh. Number 2, you didn't do your thorough due diligence on Walter to see who he is. And you allowed this dude to actually see other multiple women having other forms of relations and open on his end, close on your end if you're not fully comfortable. But yet you don't even have the strength to actually stand up for yourself and actually give your expectations of what you want. So no, you're not the victim of the relationship either. This is literally a collective fault by two people into why they're actually in this chaos as they are now. So no, Daisy, you are not the victim whatsoever. If you're really that stern or you're not really fully prepared to actually have a child by that particular, by your particular potential boyfriend yet, you should have spoken out and you should have said, no, we're fucking with protection or we're not doing it at all. You should have literally the strength to say no in this whole situation, but you chose not to. You were complicit in this as well. That's why you're not the victim in this. Continuing. You act like you don't care and you don't want nothing. And yes, she's actually going to try and like waive herself from accountability from her situation while she's fully equally to blame in this also. And now Fresh replies, also, now I'm worried I have to test other girls. At least 4. What? Juicy? Motherfucker, what? Juicy? Oh, God. Y'all here fucking all these women raw, not even using protection, and you don't even have a vasectomy yet. And y'all here doing this shit? Oh, God. Doing the same shit. Juicy? This is nothing to fuck around with. This is no fucking laughing matter. Ladies and gentlemen, please, I apologize for really going off this way. Let me compose myself once again. And Daisy says, another girl? 4 girls? No shit. You're saying you have sex with 4 girls without protection? No shit. I hope you have all the money for your children's support, child support. Basically another feature in the canon. You finally admit that you are fucking trash. And Walter basically says, I don't have money. Good luck. You will see. And Walter, unfortunately, child support does not work that way in America. If you're not able to pay all of your potential kids, you will automatically be sent to jail. You will lose your license. You can lose your housing. You could potentially lose your job. You could be serving years upon years on end in state prison. They're not fucking around up in Florida. They're really not fucking around up in Florida. This dude is... Oh, God. Alright, so now we go into the whole deets of the slide of Daisy's story here. And she basically introduced herself as Daisy. And she says, this is a story between me and Walter Weeks. The podcast is known as Fresh and IG and YouTube basically being Fresh Prince CEO. And basically the X basically means ex-girlfriend. And she basically says that she met him on November 21st, 2023 in Miami, and you fell in love with him. We spent New Year's together. That's the time when we actually be his girl to commit to him. And he posted a video on us on social media. Basically, we see the clips up there, as you actually see here, with them together on Fresh Prince CEO, the YouTube clip. We spent New Year's together. That's the time when he asked me to be his girl to commit to him. And he posted a video of us on social media. He said to me, I love you. I don't want to be without a man. A few days later, he asked me to meet his mom, all in the span of months. Oh, God. Everything went well. I showed him and his mom my respect. He defended me on this podcast with numerous that's the moment I truly fall in love with him. But this is where the games begin. I left Miami on January 8th, traveled back to China for Chinese New Year. The night before, we had a serious conversation. He says he sees me like someone to spend a whole life with, and I told him I was going to move to Miami for him. From there, we started a long distance for 2 months until I traveled to Barbados. He met his entirely family there. He continued. Now, this is where the shit gets really crazy, ladies and gentlemen. Continuing, he made everything so real that he is serious with me. Therefore, I'm not on birth control. That's why Daisy's not on birth control. Oh, my God. Juicy! Oh, God. Yo, this is really so fucking bad. Ladies and gentlemen, you have no idea what is really going on and what the chaos ensues. And he's literally with a dude at the time that's worth around millions of dollars. It's millions of dollars. Therefore, I'm not on birth control, and we had sexual behavior without protection. Why did you plan to have the baby without marriage? Juicy! And you see why you're not the victim? You see why? Because you were complicit in this too. You won't even take the time to actually dig who he is and try to actually do more research on what they are. I understand you falling hard, but damn, ain't nothing wrong with researching. God damn, Daisy. There's nothing wrong with researching and us getting to know each other before you actually take that other leap. Like, if you had the ring and you get to know each other for like a few years, that's different. But within months? Oh, my. And Daisy continues saying, I was ready to have a baby with him and build a family. He asked me many times, what if you get pregnant? My answer to him was, yes, I want to keep the baby. I don't mind having the baby with you. Oh my God. The baby is another level, man. This is all uncertainty and unpredictable curveballs that you have to deal with. When you try and rush things too quick, too soon, you're going to let chaos arise, and all that chaos is going to come in that you're not going to be literally prepared for. And you see the clip down below. Oh my God, our kids going to look like them in the bottom. And there's Daisy said, they're so cute. Fresh replies, LOL, I knew you. Tell me this, blazing. You see Fresh in the clip with a bunch of Asian dudes around them. Ain't no victims up in the story here. None. The only victim that's actually being impacted by this is that potential newborn, this potential fetus that's actually developing in Daisy's room. That's the only victim in this matter. The only one. No one else. Ridiculous. Now, Daisy continues with this. March 12th, we traveled back to Miami together. At first, everything was fine. I stayed in his apartment. We had a mutual understanding. He is not a monogamous person. There we go. You're complicit in this too. You're not the victim. That me and him both need our own space. So I just had him to rent me an apartment. And he said, I want you to have the things you want as you understand me. 10 days later, a morning after we had lunch with his sister, he broke his promises that how he told me he loves me, wants to see in the long term. He wants to plan a future with me. Instead of renting an apartment, better buy a new house, which I think he's completely lying, making excuses about it. He used me, hurted me. He was a cheater, a huge gamer. But yet, he told you he wasn't monogamous. So why are you mad now? Why are you mad now? Why are you getting frustrated now? Why don't you see the signs now? You know what I mean? And I know Fresh been doing a lot of dirty Mac and everything. And I have a clip that actually shows that as evidence coming real soon later in this video. I only found out this later and started to take his haters' words. When people told me negative things about him in the beginning, I always stood by his side and supported and believed in him. Okay. I chose to lean on partner instead of an audience, and I understand he's trying to build a team. The truth is, he pretended to be a high-value man. That's accurate. To date girls, then ditch them. What a fucking loser. The reason why I'm exposing this is because as a woman, I want to stand up for the women. I don't want any other girls ending up like me. Well, hey, at least he's on the correct ways. I'll give Daisy that, you know. Now let's go to the next slides. Alright, Daisy continues saying, I'm in a strange country all alone. If I don't expose this, he will continue doing that to other naive girls, which he was. There'll be more women getting hurt. After a few days, he actually moved out. He stopped coming home. He disappeared for 3 nights without explanation. I called him. He never answered when I did nothing wrong, when I was so genuine. I left my work behind in trying to pursue this relationship. So I moved out, booked the first flight to New York City. March 30th, I had a pregnancy test. It's positive. Woo! Juicy! All right, so Daisy continues. He says on the phone, there's no reason to meet and discuss further. He refuses to have an adult conversation in person. He asked me to take pills, abortion pills, and deal with it alone. He doesn't even want to show up and be a real man to take the responsibility under his behavior. Under his behalf. I'm correcting Daisy's language here. Now I'm warning all girls, stay away from this man. He is dishonest and a liar. Now I ask you, please stand by me and help expose him in order to protect more women. I have suffered many days before I decided to tell everyone what happened. I need to help other girls know true colors. And ladies, please protect yourself. Well, at least he's waking up. He's waking up. Now the conversation continues in which Daisy says, nobody cares about your money. Which is a little bit actually true. They mainly care about the character and the power that mainly beholds, because there's many more millionaires and billionaires that got so much focus on their own and can have way more power to shut their asses down, and they work for YouTube and Rumble. So of course, Daisy will respond to that. Now Walter replies, good. Also, I know you don't want to raise a kid by yourself. You need a man that's going to be there with you. We weren't even together. Forget the money part. Daisy replies, I want to keep the baby. I will raise it by myself, but you'll have to take the responsibility. I don't need man. I don't need a man. Especially, I don't need a man like you. And you want to know how all the sin them in them actually get created? You want to know how a lot of the amount of women up in this world that Kevin Samuels mainly talk about get created? Because of motherfucking lames like this. You know what I mean? Being reckless with their seed. Not being truly thoughtful. You know what I'm saying? Not having proper protection. Not thoroughly vetting partners out properly. And lack of communication and way more social awkwardness. That's why we have all the craziness in the society today. As well as women too having their naivety and maturity as well. Which is why we have the chaos going on literally right now. Now, this is the conclusion of this conversation. Fresh replies, why you want a kid with someone like me? Makes no sense, but okay. Because you fucked her raw, that's why. And she doesn't want to abort the baby. Common sense. You don't get it by now, Fresh? You don't get it by now, Walter? Huh? And Daisy replies, because I'm not a killer, and when I was with you, I loved you. Because I only realize now that I was with the wrong person, you lied to me. Does this make sense? Juicy! Juicy! I thought you were smart. Say less. Juicy! And Fresh said, I didn't lie to you. Ay, the fur. It's not about being the killer. Abortion is killing your fetus. That's the point of it. That's the point of an abortion. You actually kill your fetus and eliminate it. Or move it out the way. That is what abortion is. It's about doing what's best for us and also a child. Fresh, be honest. You don't even want a child. Now you're literally confusing her. Now you're actually manipulating her even further. And he continues saying it would be very selfish to bring a kid into this world without fully committed parents. then why'd you lie to this woman, Fresh? Why are you manipulator trying to do your little McGriddle and everything else? And we're going to get to that video very soon. Not of us are ready to deal with something like this. And again, why'd you fuck a raw then? You know what I'm saying? That raw chicken, why do that? And Daisy replies saying, it's selfish to make me pregnant and left me and lie to me. I'm not selfish. You are. You should worry about the other 4 girls you fucked with now. Learn from your lesson, because I learned mine from you. Juicy! 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 Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, this was around the time that Fresh is actually getting the Barbados passport so that he could leave for Channel and everything else. And I'm assuming that Fresh is actually on a visa in Miami based on what he's actually saying. So basically they're planning on like a trip to actually go to China when they go in March. And Daisy replied, oh wow, perfect, no need for Barbados. And this is going all the way back as they literally met the family in a couple of months. So we have that situation here. And ladies and gentlemen, this is a leaked text from Daisy's interaction with Walter stemming on December 16th of 2023, which replies, Fresh saying, ha ha ha, I know what you mean. I just take action usually. And this is coming from the Ling for Girth community on Reddit. And we are doing all that and more. Hope you can handle me. And Daisy says, I certainly did. Fresh says, I went easy on you. When you come back, I won't. Can't wait to come in my pussy again. And Daisy replies with a smiley emoji. Protection next time if you like me, you care little. And Fresh replies, I do, but it's not the same. And Daisy says, what not the same? What a fucking idiot Fresh is, man. For real. Like, and you wonder why the two of y'all up in this position, because y'all are both complicit. Y'all are literally both complicit. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a clip showing the nature of Fresh and Fit and their dirty macking. So we have this clip coming by with the roommates around, let's say, around 3 years ago. This is one of like the early days of Fresh and Fit when they started bringing the girls on, when Ayende was there, Authentic Alphas. And I started watching them at times from then and then, around the time when Kevin Samuels was on. And that's how I started to learn more about the roommates. So these were the roommates that came by. You know, they claim like they're like the saviors and like the self-help gurus of men's self-improvement and everything else. And look what happened with the roommates now. You know, they're not really getting any creative content going, any creative ideas, actually maintaining content and keep themselves alive. The variety actually came by from other folks dealing with interviews and everything, and that's how they ended up becoming popular. But they don't really have that much authentic content of their own, and they ended up derailing as of this year in regards to that. While Myron Emily is acting childish down to a T. So this is basically an episode that Fresh Fit did with the roommates and 5 other women, where I and they standing up in the background, basically discussing about having the Hail Mary, if you will. So let's try to dig into what the Hail Mary, according to Myron Fresh, really is.
Yeah, I date multiple girls. It is what it is. You know, it is, and like chicks have been like, oh, I'm not gonna deal with this, and then just like they leave. And like, so yeah, I've like definitely like talked my way out of some box from like being too transparent. Like, yeah, I talk to other girls. I'm like, oh my god, whoa. Then they leave.
Yeah, that's how you know you're dealing with a guy that talks to a lot of girls when he says box.
When God says box, he definitely deals with women. Fair enough.
You feel me?
Fair enough.
You go.
The worst
dumbest
lie.
lie. Yeah, worst of dumbest lie.
Man. I think I have a problem by telling girls that they're special when they're not.
Now I know how you fucked outside the club. All right, girl. Listen, I love your spirit. Got the car outside. You special, man. You special. I could do this with you raw. Let's do it. Let's do it this way.
That's how he does it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not.
This nigga, this dude Myron, excuse me. Myron is literally lame as hell, man. He completely lame. Oh God.
I'm just like
I got you,
role
brother.
playing. I don't know. Trying to figure out how he banged her in the crowd outside the club or whatever. But cool. Who's up next? Somebody.
Didn't go. Oh, true.
Damn it!
Oh yeah.
Okay.
What was the dumbest thing you said?
So, if you guys know Tom Likas, there's something called a Hail Mary.
Yeah.
And like
shit.
This is a big one.
You about to
basically,
tell this story? Let's do it.
let's do it. Okay, so basically, right? I was with this chick.
Give me 1 second. I think we're in a little bit of a double sound here. 1 moment. Sorry about that, y'all. No, this is some. No, again, like a little bit of a double echo. If you guys are able to hear that, my apologies. Now let's get this stuff rolling and knock this out. And get this here, and then boom.
And we were kind of like fizzling out. It wasn't working out. But she got pregnant. And then I kind of told her like, yo, we can work this out. Don't worry about it. But we can't have kids right now. And then I did a Hail Mary. And now I'm here.
No, tell them what the Hail Mary is, nigga. Tell them what the Hail Mary is.
Oh my God, this is really juicy. I don't know why a lot of folks we actually treat some of this stuff like a laughing matter. And then you notice with the awkward laughs that's actually been going on and overwhelming laughs is going on up in the middle of the crowd, up in the middle of the round table. But we'll see what's happening.
Tell them what it is.
Okay.
Go all the way.
Okay. So the Hail Mary is, for example, right, where like you tell the chick what she wants to hear, and you can have kids later on, make her get an abortion, you take her.
Oh my fucking God. Are these your motherfucking alpha gurus?
Take her to McDonald's, get a McGriddle and an orange juice, sit her down, you tell her about life, and you started this happen, and you never see her again.
That's dirty macking and that's manipulation. Clear cut 101. That is dirty macking 101. That is manipulation. That is deception 101. And look at the woman actually looking at him very awkwardly. Look at the body language of all the women they see actually grinning and glaring slightly awkwardly. Not as if they're supporting him, but they're thinking like, what the fuck is this wrong with this motherfucker? That's what they're looking at right now. They're looking real awkward towards him right now. Manipulating her, trying to give all the stuff that she wants to hear and try and get some box? Really? And you fucked the woman raw? Y'all, this is who Fresh and Fit truly are. They out here literally raw dogging women, just actually trying to sling just to up their knots count. And when shit literally goes up when it comes to pregnancy, they will do everything they can to literally evade themselves from accountability. Classic goofies, y'all. This stuff right here, ladies and gentlemen, this shit right here, gentlemen, is literally no joke. This is literally no laughing matter. This can be traumatizing for a woman that's currently pregnant with a child, and God knows what she can do. You don't know what she's actually going to feel behind the scenes. A million things can literally be running up in her mind whenever she's facing with an abortion and whenever she feels duped that way. Even though she's as complicit at the time, and when she's literally caught with that curveball, I can understand why they would imply that they feel victimized in that way, because they were manipulated. You know what I mean? Which is why I say to the young ladies out there, please do your thorough research and always wear protection. Even if they insist on actually fucking around and everything else, always wear protection until y'all are married. You know what I'm saying? Until y'all are actually getting some stuff done. That's the best way to literally go about it. You know what I mean? If there's any other issues beside that, please go seek therapy by a licensed mental health specialist, whether it's a psychiatrist or a therapist. All right? This is just beyond sick. And you wonder why Fresh is in the position that he's in right now.
Wait.
That got really dark. That got really.
This is literally not fucking funny. This is really serious. This is fucking serious. This is nothing to really laugh about, and even the roommates are laughing about this shit. This is no laughing matter at all.
Can I get her a nicer meal?
Only lames that aren't really used to women like that don't know how to actually probably treat women, that are actually extremely awkward and deeply insecure, would react in the manner that they are literally reacting right now. That is just beyond despicable. Beyond despicable. Oh my God.
That's point.
McGriddle? Really?
It's a time whittle for the McGriddle. So no man.
It's very awkward. Look at the body language of the guests that are up in the show. They're thinking like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this dude doing? What the fuck is this dude thinking? Look at him. Thinking it's all fun and games until it really hits him. It nearly hit him, but because the that he would end up born a child due to like his distant nature, he got lucky. The partner, on the other hand, may not be lucky.
Sausage. It gotta be that. It gotta be that. That specific.
Take her to have a steak at least after that. Like she bled a lot after that abortion. Come on, she needs some iron.
That's trauma right there. There we go. Clear cut trauma. Clear cut trauma.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not saying she know from experience.
How do you know all these details?
I'm a nurse.
There we go. There we go. Trauma right there. And she works at a hospital. This is literally is no laughing matter. They're laughing and they're literally giggling and laughing not because it's funny, but because it's very awkward. I could tell based on the reactions that the women are actually listening, the women are making. I could actually sniff that out.
Nurse. Okay.
Fair enough.
Nervous laughs.
Fair enough. The irony of no iron, right? We should have got her some spinach, man. Out of the grill. God damn.
A McGriddle. That's funny.
Okay. Who else was?
Okay.
Y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, this is who Fresh and Fit truly are. And at that point, there's no real change in them unless there's some civil losses going down, unless there's some potential child support payment or possibly criminal charges, or unless they get demonetized from YouTube and Rumble. This is who Fresh and Fit truly are, ladies and gentlemen. You know, and I want to discuss some things with the gentleman first and then the ladies in regards to this matter. This is some very, 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 very sad stuff that we've actually witnessed, and it's just beyond sickening, ladies and gentlemen. I want to say this to the gentlemen, just please thoroughly protect your seed at all times. Don't be relying on listening to a bunch of goofies that don't even know what the fuck they're talking about, because many of them don't even know shit on what the fuck they're talking about as alongside you. They don't even have the lifetime level experience that they have when it comes to this type of stuff. They're not even very confident and well versed in what they're actually saying based on having to do it. They tell you actually just basically, they talk a great game basically. They tell you one piece of advice and they literally follow the opposite. They actually do the complete opposite when it comes to that. They're basically like, do as I say and not as I do. Which are literally like the most complete hypocrites on earth. If you listen to this type of content that they bring out with Fresh and Fit, Rollo Tomasi, Modern Life Dating, Unfiltered Podcasts, whatever podcasts, much of the General Master podcasts, many of which are very contradictory, you could literally be in a world of hurt where they so much so that you literally be unprepared for just in a situation like this where trauma could be created not just by you but also with the potential sexual partner that you're mainly dealing with, whether it be like a fling or maybe like a serious relationship, whether it's like a girlfriend or a wife. This is no fucking laughing matter, and then you gotta be dealing with the co-parent situation. If she actually chooses to keep that baby, you're also screwed because you don't know what's up in that child's mind. God knows what happens. You may get a new girl and she sees that, she gets salty and she gets to poison one of your child's minds based on like who he is and everything else, and does all that crazy stuff when it comes to like the legal system as well. And you guys should focus on the legality as well and actually get yourself a family court lawyer, possibly a divorce lawyer as well that deals with family court and deals with situations like this, so that you're actually better prepared when the time arises, and also get like a verified DNA test to make sure that that baby is actually yours. It's all about protecting yourself. And there's nothing wrong with actually building the trust in terms of co-parenting, but you also want to try and make sure that you protect yourself primarily all the time so that your ass doesn't get swamped, so that your ass doesn't get screwed. And you wonder why you have a lot of sin in them mainly running around us in these streets. You wonder why you have like the feminists moving literally around amok, and single women usually used up and piped out, and now they become single mothers dealing with co-parenting and everything else because of reckless activity, because of naivety and immaturity from lame dudes who don't know how to be responsible, who don't know how to be mature whenever it comes to complex situations like this, which is beyond ridiculous and beyond disgusting. Gentlemen, when dealing with this type of sexual activity, if you want to focus on notch counts, if you want to focus on boning thousands upon women knowing you want to have kids like that, just get a vasectomy. You know what I mean? If you don't really want to wear condoms like that, I think you should still wear condoms like that for like protect yourself from STDs and HIV and the highs for sure. But get a vasectomy if you don't really want to have children for the rest of your life. If you truly believe that you do not want to have children for the rest of your life. And then you can worry about all the nice cuts you have when you're dealing with multiple women. Actually get your urges off and get your urges splashed out and get yourself some relief, if you will. You know what I mean? But if you want to focus on having children, you got to be very, very thoughtful on who you place your seed with. And you got to be very thoughtful of actually how that like the sexual act is done, how relations being done, whether it's like eggplant moisturizing, sucking on lollipops, everything else. Eating all cookies, eating kiwis, everything else, you know what I mean? And if you do like the whole penetration stuff, with the scrambled eggs motion, all that stuff coming about, please make sure you thoroughly stay strapped. All times. If the condom breaks, stop what you're doing, put a new condom on, continue what you're doing. Because God forbid pre-cum comes in there, slips in up inside the woman's vagina, you could be screwed. You know what I'm saying? Because pre-cum, all it takes is one sperm and one egg to link up, whether it's through pre-cum or actual coming. And when it comes to actual semen, it could be millions upon millions of sperm being laid out. So this is why I need to say you have to thoroughly value your seed at all times, and you have to thoroughly vet the woman that you're with. You have to thoroughly vet the woman's mindset. Nothing wrong with taking her out a few times, see what she is. None want to see where she's gauging on. None want to see where the mindset is, so that you're more than prepared and actually going to see, okay, is this who I want to truly spend the rest of my life with? And make a very, very thorough decision whenever it comes down. Now, as for the ladies, okay, as for the ladies in the situation, learn from the mistakes of other women that set forth that actually have accidental pregnancies or any type of pregnancies, before the ring comes on. It is always best, and this is my personal opinion, it is always best to always marry before you carry as a precaution. And I understand in certain cases, certain marriages, sometimes things don't work out. They end up being divorced and you could be back at square one, which could be unfortunate. God forbid, it could be like a sudden death when your partner and everything else and you become a widow. God forbid, these things can unfortunately happen. You know what I mean? And you wish them for the best between you and your children. But for the women that are yet to be mothers, for the woman that for the young woman that's actually learning things all the way about. And I know a lot of y'all actually being very, very naive, and I'll probably dig more deeper intel because I'm currently in the process of actually digging into the whole Boss Bay advice situation, which I'm still working on right now. But I'll give you some short snippets when it comes to dealing with this situation. All right. Number one, make sure you wear a condom. I don't give a fuck if they say, oh, I got great pull-out game, oh, I have a vasectomy and all that stuff. Still have them wear a condom anyway. That's number one. That's first off. Number two, you have to actually be very, very picky on who you pick as your mate, whether it could be like some relations or whether it be like a serious relationship. You also have to thoroughly know how to vet properly and not be immature and not let your emotions thoroughly get to the best of you. You need to take the time to actually research who you're with. All right? You need to have the time to make sure your partner is actually very cooperative with you and actually deal with these things and be thoroughly honest if you're not fully ready to have kids as of yet. If you don't want to have kids at all and if they're not willing to go about it, it's best you leave them. It's best you actually just walk away. But you need to literally have a very, very deep self-reflection on where you want to be in life and where do you want to go and everything else based on these things so that you'll be able to actually know how to protect yourself in these matters. know what states you're in, because they have some states in certain areas, mainly conservative states up in America, that is basically illegal. That actually the basically criminalizes abortion, as we all know, and we see abortion actually criminalized in other countries as well, depending on where you are at. Right, you have to actually know your environment where you're in. If God forbid you have like a little bit of hiccup and you're not really prepared to actually have the baby, you got actually trying to figure out the logistics of actually which state to go to get an abortion and the right doctors and everything else. It is a lot of chaos. So this is why I'm saying that you have to actually be proactive with like the mates that you vet and how they actually vet it and everything else, and make sure you actually thoroughly rely on trust and not rush through things too quick, too soon, so that you don't have to be able to, so you don't have to be in the same position as Daisy currently is, because what Daisy has done is purely based off naivety and immaturity. And I can speak on this because I do have a very close friend of mine that has some accidental pregnancies of her own with an ex, right, who has two beautiful, wonderful kids that she's taking care of as a single mom by herself, because her ex-partner refuses to take full accountability and refuses to fully mature on how to be a father towards those kids. His arrogance ended up getting to the best of him, and also what makes it worse, he didn't even sign the birth certificate of those two kids as well, so she's not able to get any child support from him in New York State. So she's forced to literally fend all by herself and deal with the Sydenham, Idnum lifestyle. It's a very, very difficult place to be. I have another friend of mine whose ex was my cousin, actually, who is a single mom as well, and they're both co-parenting. Unfortunately, things didn't work out between the two of them. They were together at one point, but they rushed through things for actually thoroughly vetting. They had a couple accidental pregnancies of their own, and they have two wonderful, healthy, beautiful boys, handsome boys at that. They're actually going to be grown into outstanding citizens and outstanding contributors to society. I promise you that, because they're very fun to be around. But let this be a thorough lesson. You don't want to mar yourself up in chaos. And then most importantly, if you're literally currently living up in chaos, make sure you thoroughly seek therapy. Seek therapy from a licensed therapist. Clear your wounds out so that they'll be able to actually thoroughly develop a plan, an individualized plan on how to actually conquer these ordeals, to actually help improve your mental health. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, this is a huge, huge ass shit show that we have just seen, coming from a single mom, that is currently coming from somebody that was raised in a single family that's actually about to become a single mom up in New York City, that's dealing with this type of chaos that's going on, because he's used to chaos as well. And with the whole Let's Go thing that I actually want to discuss about, all these arguments they talking about, they trolling, like the baby mom and everything in that nature, it's not really making Daisy look bad. It's making the whole brand of Fresh and Fit look much worse, because you're being very, very contradictory with your messaging. Very, very contradictory with your messaging, so that you be out here boning escorts, and a lot of people literally just try and come by and watch you for all the Jerry Springer thrills. And that's what you mainly are. You provide Jerry Springer hardcore ratchetivity. And that's what two of y'all motherfuckers be doing, is providing hardcore ratchetivity while not actually trying to improve and mature yourselves, which is why you're literally in the current position that you're literally in now, right? If you're with people that allegedly actually want to be with you for money, hey, expose your true character, and hey, y'all both belong together because y'all both in love material shit. This is who y'all are. You know what I mean? Ladies and gentlemen, please don't make the same mistakes that Fresh and Fit and Days and all these other, the big time Instagram women that you see up in the sets have made. You know what I'm saying? Focus on you. Focus on your inner. Focus on your character. Start trying by literally building something that you love doing. Vet the people that you're literally trying to build around, that actually develop trust in them and all these other things. And make sure you have protected backup plans in place. And insurance plans in place just in case whenever a slip-up comes on, at least you're more than prepared. At least you'll be able to develop more trust going on between you and your partner. And I'm going to leave it at that, ladies and gentlemen. What a fucking shit show this has been. Christian Paul for the Nerd Chronicles is signing out. And again, Are these your motherfucking alpha gurus?
I personally should not have nutted within a 304 like this. Now, granted, things happen, whether true or not. But like you said, James, I'll keep my mouth.
Get stoned.